What do you do when the company that built your favorite group decides it's time to take them apart? That's not a hypothetical question anymore. On December 29th, right in the middle of the holidays, Ador didn't announce a comeback. They announced a termination. Member Danielle was cut from the group and from the label, with a lawsuit promised against her and her family. So, the statement laid it all out. Hanni, after some back and forth, is staying. Minji's situation is still being discussed. But for Danielle, it was termination. And not a quiet, mutual parting. This came with a promise to sue her and her family. Ador's official reason? That they were significantly responsible for this whole mess. But behind that clean corporate wording was something much uglier. The real fallout wasn't just in a press release. It was in the reaction that exploded online seconds later. Within hours, the celebration began. It came from a specific vocal segment of HYBE stans. To them, NewJeans' success was never a shared victory for the label, but a threat to their own favorite groups. This was their chance. They attacked Danielle the moment she was most vulnerable. Career in limbo, team fractured. Then they turned on Hanni and Minji, who were still trapped in tense negotiations, and demanded they be fired too. They piled on a group at their absolute lowest. It exposes the cycle. For some, this isn't about supporting artists. It's about an endless campaign against others. They'll cheer a billion-dollar corporation that profits from young idols' youth and restrictive contracts, then celebrate when that same system destroys a young woman's career. They don't pause to think about the human cost, the permanent damage, the real people behind the screens. This industry has seen the tragedies that kind of environment fuels. It's hate dressed as loyalty, and it's what lets corporations act without accountability. And right into this toxic space, the narrative engineers got to work. Enter Lee Jin-ho, a name that should ring alarm bells in South Korea. Earlier this year, a court found him guilty of stalking and defaming the late actress Kim Se-ron and suspended him from creating content about her. This is not a credible journalist. This is a figure with a court-documented history of harassment. Yet, following Ador's statement, it was Lee Jin-ho who became a primary source for a specific salacious narrative. He claimed Danielle was terminated for filming unauthorized ads and breaking the trust of the other members. This story didn't stay on his channel. It was immediately amplified. HYBE stans seized these unverified claims, weaponizing them across social media platforms. They were building a hate campaign on its foundation, directing a massive wave of vitriol at Danielle and using it to further attack Hanni and Minji. They treated the words of a legally suspended YouTuber as fact, which forces us to pause and ask, if his specific private details are true, how does he know them? Lee Jin-ho's narrative painted Danielle as a sole traitor, a narrative that exclusively benefits HYBE and Ador by isolating her and justifying their harsh punishment. So, we have to confront the disturbing question. Has sensitive, cherry-picked information been funneled to a discredited agitator? Has a smear campaign been outsourced to a proxy, allowing the company to keep its hands clean in public while the dirty work of destroying an artist's reputation plays out online? The precision of the leak, its perfect alignment with one side's legal strategy, and the toxic ecosystem it fueled all suggest this is more than a coincidence. This brings us to the most convenient and, frankly, evil part of the timing. By terminating her contract, Ador has legally washed its hands of any responsibility for Danielle. They are no longer her agency. They are not obligated to protect her from the hate wave they helped ignite, to manage her public image, or to secure her future career opportunities. They have cast her out and left her exposed. And they did this to a young woman who was just 19 years old when this entire corporate war began. As this dispute reaches its peak, the very institution that was built to guide and protect her has instead severed all ties, making her solely responsible for navigating the fallout they created. It's a strategic abandonment. It allows the company to absolve itself of all duty, while the young woman at the center is left to face the storm alone. This leads to the most glaring contradiction, not just in Ador's statement, but in their entire narrative. Remember, during the legal battle over the contract injunction, Ador's position in court was dramatic. They argued that the members had been misled. They pleaded that if they didn't win, and if all 5 members of NewJeans didn't come back, it would be a catastrophe, that K-pop itself would collapse. They framed themselves as the rightful guardians of the complete unit of NewJeans. Fast forward to now. They won that case. They have the authority to bring the group back. And what do? They don't reunite the 5. They terminate one. They sue her and her family. So the narrative has completely flipped. The entity that once cried in court about the indispensable need for all 5 members is now the one actively dismantling that unit. The label that claimed it was fighting to save NewJeans is now punishing the very members it said it wanted to save. This selective punishment sends one clear, chilling message. The collapse they feared wasn't about losing the group. It was about losing control. Danielle is the example. The message to Hanni, Minji, Haerin, and Hyein, and to every artist watching is, step out of line, and this could be you. This isn't about protecting NewJeans. It's about enforcing obedience. Reports confirmed a full album is ready, and the group was even set to restart activities in 2026. Yet the statement now talks about needing time and holding more discussions. Why the sudden shift from urgency to delay? The answer is in the lawsuit. By suing Danielle's family, Ador has created the perfect permanent excuse. Any question about NewJeans' comeback can now be met with, "We can't comment due to ongoing litigation." This legal battle becomes a shield, allowing them to keep the group in the shadows indefinitely. And who benefits from NewJeans being in the shadows? Look at the rest of HYBE. While one group is frozen, others aren't. There's a direct pipeline of support from HYBE's founder, Bang Si-hyuk, to the groups he had a direct hand in creating. Groups that fans have accused him of favoring over NewJeans. This isn't a coincidence. It's a corporate strategy. The delay is the point. Every day NewJeans is absent, their cultural space shrinks. Fan loyalty is tested. And the spotlight shifts, by design, to HYBE's other investments. The lawsuit isn't just about assigning blame. It's the tool being used to execute a slow, strategic devaluation of a group that became too powerful, too independent. So let's connect the dots. First, Ador terminates the most central member under a cloud of manufactured scandal. Second, they smear her with leaked private details to justify it and warn everyone else. Third, they use the resulting lawsuit to delay the group's return indefinitely, draining all their momentum. All to protect the broader HYBE system, where NewJeans' pure, unmatched success was always an inconvenient anomaly. This was never about saving NewJeans. It was about managing their end on HYBE's terms, to clear the field, to make the industry safer for their other projects. The essence of NewJeans was a specific magical alchemy of 5 unique souls. With Danielle gone, that is dead. The gift they gave Bunnies this Christmas wasn't just the loss of a member. It was the calculated murder of the group we loved, wrapped in legal documents and delivered with a smear campaign. To end this, our thoughts are with the members themselves. To Danielle, we wish you strength, peace, and a future where your talent is cherished and protected. To Hanni and Minji, we wish clarity and courage as you navigate the path ahead. And to Haerin and Hyein, we wish you resilience. To all 5 of you, wherever your journeys lead, we send our sincerest support. Your chapter as NewJeans was magical, and no corporate strategy can ever erase that.